Hi guys, in this lecture I want you to start video editing in Resolve. If you know about video editing, then you will have the chance to see how it happens in Resolve. If you don't know anything about video editing, then this is your perfect startup in creating a short movie. In the previous lecture, we decided to use the clips inside the startup. But let's arrange a bit our view here. This is lots of empty space. To reduce the media pool, remember this is your media pool, you can come to the icon here. It's an up arrow with a rectangle. You click on it and you notice the size has been removed, and whatever was down, this is the timeline where you're going to do the editing, has been stretched to the leftmost. Also here you have the list of bins. So we know we are in the startup. You can see it here. So maybe you can click on this button over here, bin list. The list disappears and it appears. Let's make it disappear. You can also make your videos a bit bigger. Okay, that will be cool. And then over here on the double arrows, you can sort them by anything you like that is listed here. I will sort them by file name. Please do the same. It will be easy to reference to the clips. If you point to a clip, you will notice that you can just move your mouse over the clip and you can preview it in the source monitor. If this scrubbing is not happening with you, come to the 3 points over here and make sure that live media preview is checked. Okay, and then you get this effect here. Now to start editing and placing your clips in the timeline, of course you need to create a timeline. I will show you the most traditional way of creating a timeline first. You can come to File and you have here the third option is a new timeline. Or you can use the shortcut Ctrl-N or Command-N on the Mac. I will just select this option. So this is the panel of a new timeline. It has a start time code. Let's leave it alone now. You can give it a name. Of course, don't leave it on timeline 1. Let's call it first movie. And then the number of video tracks. We need only one video track for now, and audio track also one. Let's keep the audio track to stereo. And of course, it's an empty timeline. We didn't choose anything at all. Then you click on Create. Here you are. A first movie timeline has been created for you, and it's totally empty. It has video 1 and audio 1. These are the tracks. Now, before we start editing, first of all, I would like you to make sure that the auto select here, this button is called auto select. Make sure they are both highlighted on the audio and the video. In fact, always make sure they are highlighted. So this is not highlighted, this is highlighted. Also for your audio, make sure it's highlighted. Then you have your editing tools all over here for the timeline. Make sure that the snapping is on. So this is snapping, the shortcut is N, this is off, this is on, and surely make sure that the ring selection is on. Now we're going to start adding clips to the timeline and creating our movie. But how do you edit the clips? Okay, this is how we're going to do it. First, we're going to bring the clip into the source monitor. Remember, I already mentioned this is the source monitor where you view the original clips. Then we are going to set an in point, an out point, or mark the clip. Actually, in DaVinci, it will be mark in and mark out. And then when we are happy for the selection that you have taken from the clip, we can drop it in the timeline. We see several ways. So let's start doing that. I will take the first clip over here. If I wanted to open in the source monitor, I will just double click on it and it's just over here now. Now you can use the controls over here. You have this small indicator just here. You can click on it and scrub through and you can see your clip. As you can see, it's very easy. Another way to scrub, which is better than holding this small indicator here, is to click here and move left or right. Of course, you can play your clip forward, you can play it backward, you can stop, and you can go to the beginning and to the end, and you can press spacebar for the clip to play. So now we need to decide where this clip is going to start and where it's going to end, the portion that we want to use, and then drop it in the timeline. So let's scrub through. I will scrub through and decide, okay, maybe it should start when the guy is jumping just from here. It's a bit sensitive. I can't get it using the mouth. For that, you can use for now the left and right arrow. Left arrow will take you backward, right arrow will take you forward. So you just set the frame where you want the clip to start. Then you want to mark the in, or to set the in point. Well, one way to do it is to come to this mark in over here and click. Notice now you have an in point over here. Well, actually it goes like this. In point is on the left, out point is on the right. Of course, beginning and end. We can scrub through more and decide where it's gonna stop. We don't need the whole clip. So let's say we stop it just over here, something like this. Okay? So you need to mark the out point now. So you can come over and click on this mark out. It will mark the out point. If you press spacebar, it will play the whole clip. That's not really what we want. We want to play only between the in and out point. For this, use the shortcut Alt or Option on the Mac and the /. Here you are. So it will play from the in point to the out point. So now we have determined our clip. We need to take this clip and drop it in the timeline. There are several ways to do that. First of all, you notice these two icons here. This is video only, this is audio only. Now the best way to do this is to click and drag, and you notice you can drop it in the timeline anywhere you want. That's one way to do it, by the way. In our case here, we don't need the audio. The audio is totally useless here, just the guy making noise. What we need is only the video. So what you can do is click on the video and drag only the video, and you notice what's happening in the timeline. Only the video has been added. So of course you can position it anywhere you want, but I'm gonna snap it just in the beginning. Here you are. Now notice what happened over here. On the right, you have the program monitor or the timeline monitor. You notice you have first movie here, and this is the timeline monitor. It has exactly the same controls as the source monitor. You can play, and notice it's playing inside your timeline. And you can play backward if you like. But also, you can hold the playhead over here and scrub through just like this. Okay, and that is something that we will do very often. Fine. So I'm going to take the playhead and put it at the end. Here you are. So the guy is dropping here. Let's go to the next shot and do in and out point also. I would double click on it to open it in the source monitor. And then I'm going to scrub through to decide where it's going to start. So let's say the guy is jumping, and we are going to start just from over here. Okay, notice it's pretty nice. Since this is the last frame of our previous clip, so we can start from here. It's quite nice. So you can use the icons here to click and mark the in point. But usually what we do, we use the I for in point. So I press on the I, it creates an in point. And then the guy runs. And he comes out. Okay, we're not going to show him falling, just like this. And I press O instead of clicking on the mark out to create the out point. I can press Alt or Option on the Mac and / to play in between the I and O. Cool, I'm happy from that. So what I can do is to click on my video and go back to the timeline. But you notice in the timeline, I could do some mistakes and overwrite the previous clip. What will be nicer is to click and drag on the video and come to the program monitor over here. Notice you have some nice pop-up here. It's insert, overwrite, replace, stories like this. And one of them is append at end. And I like this very much. If you crop, here you are. It has appended it at the end of the timeline. Now let's go backward. Okay, for that you can use home if you like. Spacebar to play. Let's look at our two clips. Not bad at all. It's working very much with us. So now it becomes a bit repetitive work because it's very easy to do that. Let's go to the next clip. For example, this one. I will double click to open it over here. I'm into the habit of clicking this small rectangle. I like it. So you can do the same or use the other one. Here you are. I wanted to start just from here, energetic. I'm going to press I for in point. Now I will click on the indicator and just move forward here and decide exactly where it's going to stop. For example, let's stop it just over here. So that is O. I press O to put the in point. Now you want to view it, so it's Alt or Option on the Mac and /. You're viewing between the in and out point. Cool. So I like it, so I click and go to append at end. This is how I like working. You can just drop it in the timeline if you like. Now the advantage here, it takes the player to the end of the clip. So I can have here the last frame of the previous clip because I want to add a new one now. So let's say this new one, we start from here. You can browse through the clip and so on. Guys are climbing. I mean, this is cool from here. I for in point, go forward. Here you are, O for out point. Very happy, click on it, drag it, append to end, and here you are, we're starting to work. Now here I have two clips. One of them is just normal. I press spacebar, it has normal speed. And the other one, I double click to bring it here, it's slow motion. So I want to put the normal one first, then the slow motion. So let's decide where the normal one is gonna, start. I'll just put it over here. Yep, this is interesting. I'll put the in point. Then I'm going to use the right cursor to move to the right. And just from here, okay, I'm going to put the out point. So it's a very small portion. Click and drag and append at end. Cool. I can see it here. Double click on the slow motion one. Then come over and decide. You notice how the guy is his position from here. So I'm going to take it just over here, similar. I for in point, move towards it. Now you can cut it anywhere you want. I'm gonna cut it just over here. I like it. Then you go to the video here. You notice here there is no video and audio. That's because this clip doesn't have an audio. You notice the others had a small icon that says there is audio. So this one, just click and drag, append to the end. Cool. Let's press home to go to the beginning. Press space bar, and here you are. You can view your video. It's pretty cool. So actually, it's pretty easy to edit in DaVinci Resolve. I like it very much, in fact, and you can get some very good work done very easily. Now, if you would like to see only the program monitor just over here, you have this small square here. You can press on it and shows only one monitor. It's no more, two monitors, just one monitor, and depends what you are viewing, the timeline or a clip. It show you both. Okay guys, so you have achieved your first video editing. It was very easy. In summary, you bring a clip inside the source monitor and then you put the in and out point using mark in, mark out, I and O, and then take it and drop it in the program monitor using append to end if you like to. Thank you very much for listening. I will see you in the next lecture.